Brandon had an idea. I hate to say it, but Brandon had a really funny idea for a prank we could have pulled on you while you were taking a shower.
What was it? Let me hear.
I'm too socially awkward though to have done it.
So he wanted to see if we could get as many people as possible to go in and take turns dumping in the bathroom while you're in the shower.
That's a disgusting
Just like
prank.
That would've
2 at a
bothered me.
time, nonstop. Because I was in there and I was like, oh, gross. How horrible would it be if you're there cleaning your body and there's nothing but like shit fumes? It's just like it's counterproductive. Like you're cleaning it off and then you keep like soaking in
Yeah,
the.
but surely the shampoo and the suds and all those fumes would block out the feces.
It's like
You
it
think they'd
informs
be
like
battling?
a law. Like,
Yeah.
hey, shit, you stay over there.
I
Like,
probably would
really?
have noticed because I play music when I shower. I was like listening to Spotify while I was in there.
He would be the
Music is
only.
for the smell.
I don't think the music would help the
Yeah.
feces, but you would be protected by this layer of, nice smell, and everyone dumping would be dumping in everyone else's dumps. And it would
Well,
be...
No, I think the dumps would totally overtake all of the.
How would you ask everyone at the company? Would you have to
I
send
know
it
that's
like
what
an
I'm
everyone?
saying.
Send it an
I'm
everyone
too
you know.
awkward enough to just go up to all these people and just be like, hey, guys, if you think you have to take a shit, like, are you good?
I really appreciate Bernie reminding us that you work out before you appear on camera to pump up. Thanks, Bernie. I'm really glad you're not here, but telling us shit we already know.
Hey, Bernie.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, man. Well, I don't think I would have necessarily been all that clean because I realized while I was taking my shower, Dan was here and you guys were shooting a Slow-Mo Guys thing, and he needed to take a shower. And I have
very
shower
messy.
supplies up here because I shower up here all the time. And I was like, yeah, you can take my shampoo and my soap and stuff. And I was like, while I was like sudsing up and stuff, I realized like Dan used this.
Oh God!
Like,
You let someone use your bar soap?
He's probably just riddled and
Yeah, now
So-
you're
I don't
gonna
know
really like cross-eyed girls for some reason.
So it wasn't like squirt soap; it was an actual
bar.
soap bar.
Yeah.
That's oh God, I can't do
You
that.
never
I have
share
2
a
bars
bar
of
of
soap just for me.
What? Like one for face, one for knobble.
Yeah, like one for like all of this, and then one for like in this area.
Head
All
to
of that.
toes.
And
all
like
one
I
bar.
have a system too. One goes on that part of the bathroom, and then this one. And when I travel, they're in different color.
They're not like different
cases.
soaps altogether. Like it's
No.
the same brand of soap.
It's the same brand. Yeah,
You're living dangerously.
It's the same brand.
should be like,
I
oh,
never
no,
thought of that.
You should be like Irish Spring for my body, Dove 'cause it's pure for my junk, and my butthole. Like the unpurest get the pure.
Well, that same bar of soap that was probably on Dan's balls was just
All over your lips.
all over me. So
You can just give it some of that to like get. all the soap
after I realized it, I was like really cleaning it off, but I don't know.
That's
There's
really
pubes
weird, like-
on it.
Either that or you were thoroughly.
Were there
scrubbing
really
Dan's
pubes
There
beard.
was
on it?
pubes on it.
Oh.
Oh,
I was about to ask like, does soap get dirty? And you just very clearly proved yes, soap can be dirty.
Yeah, it
but
retains
how do
it.
you wash? Like, do you need to shave off layers
Right?
to
Do you
perfectly
can
No,
wash?
you
soap
just-
clean itself?
No, you need another bar of soap. Just
a smaller bar of soap?
You
for
need
the
soap
bar?
soap. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I
He's
broke Gavin's
confused.
mind for a minute.
I was thinking about different ways you could clean soap.
What do you call those things that like slice up
Like
cheese?
cheese grater?
Cheese grater.
Yeah,
Or a potato peeler.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Just
Yeah.
like
The thing that scrapes cheese. A potato peeler.
So
Yeah.
it's like
What?
I'm in this huge rush and I run into the kitchen naked. I'm like, just cleaning up this bar of soap.
Yeah, don't mind me, guys. Just clean soap.
Carry on.
Don't use these shavings.
How often do you
there's
shower?
ball hair on this guy. Sorry, Well, has anyone registered for the Chinese Twitter? I think it's on Sina. I have my account.
Why?
From when they take over.
Yeah, and like media just becomes more and more global, and cultures just keep getting like more like fused together. I bet you like
fused
every
together right
celebrity like has. Well, yeah, but it keeps integrating more and more and more and more.
So then why does
And,
there
like,
need to
that's
be a
such a valuable
Chinese
market.
Twitter if everything integrates?
Well, I'm just saying like the way in which you communicate to people. Like there's certain things that are just more popular. Like the user base on that service, it's never going to migrate to Twitter. But yet you can start selling like products to them slowly as like other like major corporations have done within China.
So
And
you
I think
want to
that's gonna
sell
extend
stuff to the
brands.
Chinese?
Yeah, your
What are
own
you selling?
brand.
The Brandon
brand.
Farmahini brand?
No, there's a Mr. Farmahini
Brand
Sina
Farmahini.
account. I'm just holding on to it. I'm going to weigh it.
You don't know Chinese.
You don't have a brand either.
It's okay. You don't need to know Chinese.
You have
Mandarin or-
nothing. You like literally. I'm trying to picture what is the Brandon Farmahini brand. It is
This.
a pug eating lube. Like that's all I think of. That's the extent
That's
of.
so recent. I've been here for like 30 years or 7 years.
Yeah, and what have you done
Pug
in that
eating
time?
lube, that's the thing.
That's your thing now, man. What is your thing? Like you can't tell me what
It
your
used
thing
to be
is.
2.0. That was the thing that followed me around for a
It's
while.
either a pug eating lube or it's the South Poles in the North. You pick.
Oh,
I'm gonna totally rat out
Neither
Cole.
of those two things are.
Right.
I'm gonna totally rat out Cole, but I remember talking to him, and we were just talking about how we used to be Rooster Teeth fans and how it's weird working for us for Rooster Teeth now. But he said, "Don't tell Brandon," but I had a Brandon 2.0 shirt.
Yeah, there were only 120 of those sold, and I had 6
And
of them.
he had
or
one.
10.
I don't think I ever saw that shirt.
I sent you one. You didn't wear it?
You sent me one?
Yeah.
You did not.
I thought we were friends.
I'm always fascinated by like stuff that you put into yourself and it becomes. That's what I was most amazed about when I had a kitten and how my bag of cat food just turned into a bigger cat. Like I watched the bag of cat food go down. And I watched the cat get bigger from like one bag of cat food. I was like, it's amazing. It's a shame that you don't see it when you're fully grown.
So, I read something. Maybe you can back this up. I don't remember where I read this, but I was reading like facts about like exercising, and they said that when you work out, like if you're trying to drop weight, that the majority of your weight loss comes through when you exhale the carbon dioxide.
What?
Like I mean, I don't know that that's true necessarily, but it got me thinking. So when you work out and you lose weight, what's happening? Where is that going? Like, what's the inverse of the cat eating food and getting bigger? If you work out and get smaller, what happens to the extra you?
What, sweat? Do you sweat yourself out?
I don't know. Where does it go?
Well, I mean, you lose weight from like dust, right? Like your skin just falls off.
But like, let's say you're burning fat.
Yeah.
Like, does your body just metabolize that fat? And use it
Unless
for
your
energy?
fat gets pulled from your body into your turds and then you shit out.
I feel like a lot of it's liquid. You know, like
Where's Sally?
like wrestlers will bundle up and they'll like sweat shit out. You know. So, and you know, like saunas and stuff like that. I really don't. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on this at all, but I think a lot of it might be, you know, getting it out through sweat. But
Yeah, because when you think about it, it's
actually,
like
that doesn't make sense though.
yeah, if you work out, like actual physical exertion, like it takes a lot of work to burn calories. It's like you can work out. You know, you walk a couple of miles. It's like, oh, cool, you burned 20 calories.
Yeah, like you can't lose weight by eating whatever you want and then just going on a bicycle for like 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to
Cap
be-
battle's like that.
What is the most efficient form of like casual exercise? It's like I heard swimming's really good, even though it's not.
Swimming's like full body.
Yeah,
so,
especially if you're a shitty swimmer. Like I have like intentionally not learned how to swim very well. I have no technique because that means I have to work a lot harder.
That's why
in
you
a shorter
intentionally
amount of
don't know how to
time.
swim.
I know how to
so you
swim.
fall off a cruise ship. You're
No.
like, this sucks, but at least I'm burning the fat.
I know how to swim, and I'm not gonna drown. But when you look at me, you're just like, is that guy having a seizure? Because it's
Just
a mix of like
splashing around.
doggy paddle and like slamming my arm down. But I tell you what, like 2 laps for me is like 20 laps for a person who's just really good at swimming.
I'm
So
not-
you know what else makes swimming a lot better of a workout? Floating 3 feet under the surface. So I have to struggle to
Have we
stay-
done a test? I know you guys talked
We
about it on the
should.
podcast.
Once they
fat
open up-
floats, muscle sinks. So
What,
that's
I'm
good.
all muscle, baby.
Yeah, man.
Once they open up the pool across the street, we should absolutely go there and test this.
With the, like,
With Bernie face down, floating like a corpse, and me on my back, floating 3 feet under the water like a corpse.
I
And
sink
me floating
immediately.
between you, just
Normal.
thinking you're both idiots, and I'm just floating happily.
I don't float 3 feet underwater by choice. It's not like I'm stupid for it. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
I don't float.
Now I like the idea of you floating 3 feet underwater. Being like, idiot.
Look at my eyes open, just like,
That was a racist Pokemon.
Jinx? Oh
It
yeah,
was a blackface Pokemon.
yeah, it was.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And they changed it to purple.
yeah.
It was all gray though,
Still-
right? It was on a Nintendo, like a.
I think. Well, the
No,
TV,
in the
TV show
cartoon.
was
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
pretty racial.
And the Pokemon cards,
Pokemon cards.
which I had a shit ton of.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, they still have them at my house in Dallas.
How many?
They're worth
How
nothing.
many?
Oh man, so many duplicates. I wouldn't even know. But
Counting duplicates.
I mean, I had a binder this thick, and they had 9 holders per, and I filled it. You know, like it was.
I watched some significant fights at school over Pokemon cards. Like people just beating
Like
each
fist
other.
fights?
Yeah.
My neighbor fucking stole what did he steal? I think a Machamp and the punching one.
Oh, there's
Is
Jinx.
that the Jinx?
But
Yeah.
I think that used to be black.
What?
Yeah, no, it used to be different. Anyways, I remember my mom going over and chewing this kid's ass. She's like, "You give my son back his Pokemon cards," and he's just like fucking crying, and his mom's like yelling at her. So
Yeah, one of my friends went over to another friend's house to like swap some stuff,
Mhm.
and he like knocked on the door. He's like, "Yeah, these are all my Pokemon cards. Let's see what we got." His mum just came over, took the binder, and was like we'll get back to you, and closed the door. And he was like,
What?
what? And then like that guy's dad went over, and they were like pounding on the door, and it was a whole thing.
Pokemon fever went fucking nuts. I remember when I was a kid going to a Target in the toy section while my parents were like in the clothing section or something, and I was looking, and they had one left in stock. It was a Pikachu stuffed animal, and I started walking towards it, and a fucking grown woman runs in front of me and grabs it off the shelf before I could grab it. Like, she saw clearly that I was doing that. And I was like, I remember being like, I don't know, 8, and I was just like, what are you doing? So, yeah, people went nuts for that stuff. It was like the Furby fights.
Yeah, I think that was around the same time that yo-yos came back after like 100 years.
Yo-yos came back?
Yeah,
yeah,
you don't
in a
remember that?
big way.
Everybody
I was
had a
an adult
yo-yo.
by then.
I remember the
No,
yo-yos.
but you must have seen them everywhere. Kids would just be hanging
No,
out
I
in the
didn't go
street
to the
with their
fucking toy
yo-yos.
store.
Well, it's because they put like those clutches in them, which meant that if you were crap at yo-yo, you were good. Because
Yeah,
it would
it
come
just
up
kept
on its
spinning,
own.
and then
Yeah,
it like had all these lights.
Man, I had a pink Duncan yo-yo. I still have that thing. That thing's awesome.
My brother had a bumble. It's called a bumblebee. Do you have hear of those yo-yos?
Is that one of the ones that like looked like a butterfly kind of thing?
It was just like a normal looking, but it was like £100. It was really expensive.
Yeah.
They got up there. It was like all in the little gears and stuff in the
I had
middle.
an X-Brain, and I did around the world, and it flew off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Those are around the world,
Did
man.
it disappear?
It did. I
Man, you remember walking the dog? Oh,
Yeah,
I could
dude.
walk the dog
It's
day and
just
night.
amazing, like the guys who like brought that back.
By
And
the
they
way,
were
they-
like, "What about yo-yo? That's been around forever." Like, I don't know why they didn't try like the cup and ball.
We had a school assembly where like a professional yo-yoer, which is apparently a thing,
Yeah.
came and did her whole fucking, and I remember my mom was a teacher, so I was like, can I get her autograph? I got the most worthless autograph ever.
Yeah, we had the same. Like some guy called like Johans or something. Like, yeah, Bumblebee.
Oh man, look at it go.
But I bet it was just
It's not
some
going, it's
dude.
a picture.
Some dude was looking at the list of like old toys and was just like, "Yeah, yo-yo, we'll do that again."
Yeah.
And just like get all the
Next
money
year,
again.
tops.
Yo-yo scheduled to come back in like 2043.
I would love it if we could bring back the ball in the cup. thing.
Yeah.
Oh, ball and cup?
We should we should make those and give those away.
Like
as
Rooster
the
Teeth
bag insert at
ball in
RTX.
the
Bag
cup.
insert at RTX.
It's funny whenever you guys are trying to come up with what we're going to give away for RTX, because anything noise related, Gus is like, fucking shut it down, Because remember last South by Southwest, they gave out like whistles. I don't even think they were just.
Oh,
I
dude,
don't
you know
if
what we
they're
should
rape
give
whistles
away?
or what, but they
Do you ever have those tube things with like a weight in one end? And you turn it up something like, "Oh." It was
that
like
is
that.
perfect.
Yeah, we should just give those away.
That was accurate.
Do you ever have those?
No. People have suggested like vuvuzuelas or like the sticks that you like pound
Vuvuzelas.
together and make noise.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the podcast panel?
No, not happening.
By the way,
Well,
I
we know now everyone's gonna bring one.
I always assume that these conversations are so boring for anyone who didn't like get in that yo-yo phase, which I imagine the window was like, what, maybe 5 years
Yeah.
if you were in those years of school. So I apologize if it's just like really.
Man,
sure
fuck 'em.
every-
I don't apologize.
I'm sure everybody can appreciate how stupid it is.
Yeah.
Did you ever have go-go's?
Go-go's.
Tell me.
Like line them all up and you like ping them and you try and hit another line of them on the other side.
Oh, is that like the
Were they Go-Go's?
Newton's cradle?
No, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. That's basically what you described, though, right?
Totally different. This one has yo-yos.
Remember Beyblades or whatever, or whatever they were called, where you fucking rip
You make 'em fight?
something. You just rip those things up and they like spin around. Those are
Oh, I had
dangerous.
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Did you have pogs?
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
everybody had
Pogs.
Pogs.
Oh man.
What did you back in the past? What did you have?
Did you know that
I had a Pog
Rocks,
maker, by
rocks
the way.
and
did you know that Yvonne worked at Pogs?
No.
yeah.
You should get her autograph.
Shimon.
She was like the CFO of Pogs.
What? If
What?
Yeah, y'all didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Did she
Why
just
did
have
she
like?
leave?
Pogs went away.
I want to go
Like,
to
she
Yvonne's
said
house.
that literally just like one day it was like, Pogs were amazing. And the next day it was like, oh yeah, nobody's buying them now.
I bet if we go to Yvonne's house, she's just got like a room that's just like the entire wall is just Pogs. That'd be pretty sick.
There's a common language people have. Like when a girl wants to tell a guy, "Hey, I have a boyfriend. Stop talking to me. I don't want you to flirt with me anymore." She just says, "Oh, my boyfriend loves that too."
Yeah.
Or my boyfriend's
That
so
reminds
into
me of the
this.
time
And then
my
it's like
boyfriend this.
you hear that and you're like, "Thank you.
There's cue.
I'm gonna go."
There's like
but I
cues.
appreciate it.
Like I remember, it's actually the ex-girlfriend that had the boyfriend that had the penis enlargement. She was a
Reduction.
yes, penis reduction. Which apparently, I got a bunch of articles from people. They were saying that it was bullshit because they had this kid who had a football-sized dick, and he apparently had the first penis reduction surgery. In
Maybe
the
that
world.
was him.
No,
No, it wasn't.
It was in the shape of a football.
I mean, it was apparently the first penis reduction surgery.
I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Cheese grater, like shaving down her potato peeler.
I don't know what it was, but I actually kind of going off subject, and this is gonna make me look even worse than I already look. But I texted her not too long ago, and I was like, "Hey, remember when you told me about your boyfriend's penis reduction surgery? I saw this article. It says he was the first one. I was just curious." And I waited, and I got a response. She was like, "What the fuck? Yesterday, he was like, my birthday was last week. You didn't say anything, and now you're asking about my ex-boyfriend's penis." And I was like, "Fair enough. Happy birthday. I'm very sorry."
So you never got an answer?
Oh,
No, I
like,
never got an answer.
Oh, what a bitch!
I thought you
Yeah.
were like, oh, but seriously,
I mean, I kind of wanted
Or,
to, but I didn't
well,
want to press.
can I get his number?
Also, I don't think I'm that bad for not remembering my ex-girlfriend's birthday. That's
Yeah, what
just-
do you expect?
That's not a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I crazy? Twitter will let
Twitter,
me know.
let us know. Hashtag RT
That's okay.
Podcast.
No, that's the day that just disappears once you're done.
But anyways, when you go...
Yeah, what's your obligation there? Like, what does she want? She wants you to show up and fucking take her to dinner?
I don't know.
Buy her a present?
Well, she probably doesn't want me texting her about her ex-boyfriend's penis.
you didn't do that on her birthday.
True.
You should have said, "Yeah, I know. That's why I waited to ask you the question today, bitch."
Yeah.
And I'm sure she'd find something to say no matter when you asked her.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you know, Memorial Day was yesterday, and you're asking me about this now.
My period was 2 days ago. And you asked me that.
Well, I texted her because, it was South by, and I was like, "Hey, are you in town? Like, let's hang out." And she's like,
Why'd you want to hang out with an ex?
I don't know. I typically am on good terms with my exes. I think that if you spend that much time with somebody and you make that connection, it's just a waste to just let it go. So I try to stay friends with my exes, and not like friends with benefits, but just friends. But I texted her and I was like, "Hey, you in town? Let's hang out." And she was like, "Is Rooster Teeth doing anything? Can you get me into any parties?" Like, just very blatant, like, "I'm just going to use you." And I was like, And I didn't respond. So, yeah. But anyways, when you go to parties, there's cue questions that you ask. For instance, if it's a foreign girl, you say, "Hey, what do you miss most about your country?" If they're single, they're going to say whatever. If they're dating someone, they'll be, "Oh, my boyfriend." So we had the worst Lyft driver I've ever had. We get in, and the guy he's lost to begin with, but he was also just really creepy. He almost drove someone off the road 3 times, and each time Aaron was in the back seat, pinned up against the window, and he actually was screaming. He was watching the other car. "Jesus Christ!" He was screaming, and the Lyft driver just didn't even notice. He was just driving along, shot past our destination by 3 blocks, and we were so fucking terrified. We're just like, "Just let us off! Just let us off! Just let us off!" And God, we were.
Did they not have to take some sort of test to become a driver of other humans?
Apparently
No.
not. This guy,
That was the big thing with the
guarantee-
city of Austin. They're like, you barely do background checks. You don't have these insurance requirements. Like, you shouldn't be here.
I guarantee this guy was a former taxi driver. He just had all the makings of one. Very aggressive driver. Poor Aaron. was
Taxi
just
drivers are usually better
scared.
drivers, though.
But you,
No,
shouldn't,
they're terrible.
you shouldn't do all that if you're going to crash, right? You
I've
gotta
never
go limp.
understood that.
What?
Yeah, people who do that. Or
Well, I mean,
reach up, that
You
you're
just
making
get-
it worse.
You just get injured more because you're locked onto all these bits of the car that are going to crush you down. If
Right,
you crash.
the airbag is designed to stop you from this, not from this.
Apparently, the people that are sleeping or whatever in car accidents are the ones
all
that
the
are surviving.
idiots that are drunk and they just go limp because they fall asleep at the wheel. They always survive, and that's why it would be awesome if the human body had a safety feature where if you're about to eat shit, you could just trigger something that just makes you go completely limp for
Orange
5
eagle
seconds.
monkey.
There you go. You just slightly reverse it and you're
When
paralyzed.
else would you be able to use that? It's just to dodge a
No,
punch.
you pretty much only use it in fast-moving
You
vehicles.
want to go?
If Mike Tyson's about to punch you. It's when the Mike Tyson punch is inbound. You just fucking drop one of those. Yep.
Yeah.
You'll be hurt way less on that.
Like all your bones just disappear for 5 seconds.
Well, apparently, if you tense up, your own muscles will break your bones.
Yeah,
or something.
I think that's what happens to people. You
Yeah.
just- it's a safety feature of the human body that works if you're not traveling at 60 miles an hour, which your body was never designed to do.
No.
So if you see something happening, you're like, you're going to ask them, just be like, just be cool. You're
Just
going to get hit in the face with a giant truck. Just be cool.
Just go limp.
Just go limp.
That's my advice. Anytime I think I'm going to be in an accident, I'm in the passenger seat, it's like, I'm just going to go limp.
Yeah.
It would be really
go
funny
limp.
if you were the driver of a car and this feature existed and you almost hit someone and you just saw in the rearview mirror everyone in your car just be like,
Well, it's like there's
Everyone was,
those fainting
swaying around.
goats. The fucking fainting
yeah,
goats are
it'd be
adorable.
just like that.
Yeah.
I read that the white stuff in bird poo is the piss
Oh, really?
and the black stuff is the shit.
So their dick
And
and,
they
their
just-
butthole is just all.
I think they just have it all together and it's just
That
Man.
seems like a more efficient system.
because
It's
when
terrible.
have you ever seen a bird take a piss?
It's all together.
Oh, I guess I haven't.
I think it's a way better. That's a way better.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Why
Yeah.
do we have 2 different
I mean,
Would
they
you want
both
that?
they both do
yeah.
the same.
You would want just like one like it would just look like this. I don't know. It'd just,
Imagine-
like,
So what would you rather have, a shit dick or a piss ass?
Yeah, it's like your dick's just for fucking. I would totally rather have a piss ass.
Yeah.
oh, so you'd still want your dick, but a piss ass.
Right.
An asshole is not effective for liquid. Like when anyone's ever had diarrhea, you just think this is just like the toilet's just like. It's not
How about
focused.
like a Navi tail where you could connect it and then you can fuck through that way?
We're
Oh, I
talking
thought you were
about
talking about
shitting and
shit.
pissing. We're not talking about.
I'm just talking about different ways of sexual organs, man. You don't have to get all mad. How would you like? Ideally, what would your genitals be like? I don't really like my balls hanging out so exposed.
Yeah, but they need to be cooler than your body.
Yeah, but it's not ideal.
Well, how low do they hang?
Mine? We're not gonna get into it, but pretty.
You brought it up.
Kind of low. Yeah, when it's hot out, man.
I would love to see what if you could design your genitals. Like, what would that look? You know how some people get really tacky with stuff?
Yeah.
If they have that customization option, like you'll drive a car into a chop shop in GTA and just come out with the worst thing ever. I imagine your dick would be some sort of chromed spinner, like stabby thing.
It looked pretty cool, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I would get a spinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. LED lights on it.
You flip it over and it goes, oh.
You can hit them together. Like they make the banging noise.
It's really
Some-
good at this.
But they really are the perfect shape
What's that?
and the perfect design. Ugly bastards, but they're
Balls or dicks?
just the whole lot.
I think
Anus too.
Everything in the human body is designed really well.
It's just weird that you can't be attracted. I guess you can, but like, it's all like these facial features that you're attracted to on a person, on a girl. Say for you, but genitals don't really have that unless you've actually seen a vagina and been like, I'm really turned on by that vagina.
You're not?
would.
No, I mean,
I've
if you
seen.
saw them
I'm
more
turned
often,
on.
though.
I'm turned on
like
by
regularly.
everything else, but a vagina on its own isn't sexy.
I mean, depends.
Like if I just showed you one and it was in my hand, you'd
I
be
mean,
like,
that's like with anything. If I just showed you a tit right now, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" You know, like I don't know.
I guess that's true.
You need context.
Eyes. If you just give a single eyeball, you know,
Yeah, you're right.
it's got to be an ensemble.
I'll give you credit. My point kind of fell apart.
I'm sorry, Gavin.
Is that a first? Gavin has a
Absolutely
point that
not.
falls apart.
Have I talked about the first time I saw a vagina?
No.
Do tell.
So I was on the bus.
Wait, so it wasn't like a picture?
Wait, this was like last week.
I was
Was
on
this
the
like a-
school bus
Okay.
in like, I don't know, second grade or something, and this kid had a penthouse which is like filthy, and he turned to like, page, and it was just like a close up of a vagina, and like just like hardcore, everything bare. And he's like, check this out. I remember looking at me like, wait, what's that? He's like, oh, that's a pussy. And me being like, cool. And then in my head being like, what the fuck is that?
Is he in second grade also?
Where does that go?
Where's her wee wee?
Was
So
he in
how
second
old are
grade
you?
also? The kid showing
Yeah.
this to you? Wow.
And that was
No,
the first.
he was my teacher.
And that was the first time you saw a growler.
Yeah.
A growler.
Because, like, you might, like, come across, but there's, like, there's hair covering and stuff. But this was just, like, it was just right there. And I could not make sense of it.
Did you have nightmares?
No.
So when you first had some intercourse, were you like, I'm prepared for this? I know what I'm dealing with down there.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to the experience looking at a penthouse when he was 8?
I remember doing reading before I was with a young female. I did reading beforehand, and I think I did pretty well. I remember my first erection. I thought a bone had slipped out of place and jutted into my skin flap, and then I was like, "Uh-oh." Yeah, I didn't know what was going on with my body.
You're like, Mom.
I didn't. I just remember sitting watching TV. And I was just like, "Ah,
What were you watching?
what is this?" Man,
G.I.
what
Joe?
was I watching? That's a really good one. I'll have to think about that.
No, be careful.
I remember I was playing.
Very good, Brandon.
I was playing with a Luke Skywalker action figure, but that was not what initiated the.
Did you think you had a lightsaber built in?
Wow, wow! This is Mom. Look. No.
I love that artwork. That's
Oh.
exactly what it was like.
Wait, what
There
is
we go. We have someone who is this. Taylor Stone drew Brandon and his awkward Lyft encounter.
Oh, I was freaking out.
I like these mid-podcast art pieces we get.
Yeah.
this? They're pretty great.
So that's TB Stone on Twitter. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor Stone.
I like trying to find them and putting them up as I see them.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, well, I guess it's about time to wrap up.
Oh,
Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
had
Or
so much fun.
we done?
What do you think the last vagina you'll ever see is?
Probably my wife's.
Yeah, high hopes, huh?
Yeah, that's
Wife, huh?
never mind. I really don't think that I don't know. I might not get married.
I hope it's.
That was a deep, heavy ending.
I might not.
Why not?
Just don't think it's gonna work out. I don't know. I think oh no, that'd reveal too much of someone's personal life that works here at the company. But I think the way that my trajectory is, I could end up like someone.
How old are you?
24.
I like these podcasts because we say a lot of stuff.
That we wouldn't normally.
No, we just say a lot of stuff being like young people. And then when we're older, we'll look back and think, moron. I was really wrong about
I'm
that.
thinking it now. All right. Well, thanks, Aaron, for watching.